The biggest threat to the President William Ruto is no longer the opposition, but the ordinary citizen they promise to protect. Ladies and gentlemen, when President William Ruto came to power, he was seen as the champion of the hustler, the defender of the mwananchi. There has been the greatest irony witnessed, because in the regime of the President William Ruto, we've seen nothing but high cost of living, high taxation, the unemployment issues among the youths. And this has brought a lot of questions, and President Ruto is seen as the betrayer. He has betrayed the manifestos he sold to the citizen. Now, with the rise of Edwin Sifuna, with this initiative, the Linda Mwananchi initiative, he has become a threat to the Ruto's camp. You see, when we mention Edwin Sifuna, we see the energetic politician, a man who is today is battling. You understand, his party ODM, the other day he was kicked out, but he has remained. He has confirmed that he's still the Secretary General. We've seen how many rallies he has attended, the massive masses Edwin Sifuna has been able to pull. Just the other day, when he opened the Linda Mwananchi forum, the online forum, you see, initially the NIS disrupted it, but he never gave up. He reopened it again, just a few days. Today, he has garnered 25,000 Kenyans who have registered to be the supporters of this initiative. I tell you, this is not a good news to the president. This is not a good news to the president, because this man, Edwin Sifuna, is moving. The guy is rising. The guy has that stamina. Yes. He's able to mobilize. He's able to mobilize the masses. He's able to tell us that, you know what? Whenever Edwin Sifuna tapped into all these things that the president is not able to accomplish, he amplified the anger among the Kenyans. Yes, when he mentioned the high taxation, when he mentioned the frustrations among youth, it does not create anger, but the insisting anger. People are nodding their heads, are buying the idea. The citizens are like, yes, he's speaking the truth. The president promised us jobs. Where are the jobs? The president promised Mama Mboga, the boda boda. But today, we see nothing about that. So that particular anger that had been existing, Sifuna is fueling it. And Kenyans are falling for it. Yes. By this, you see, Sifuna positioned itself to be more credible. It's building that brand. Yes, with that particular energy. And I tell you, there is somebody you cannot dismiss politically. There is somebody you cannot assume. President William Ruto is having and will have a tough time with the rise of Edwin Sifuna. You see, Edwin Sifuna again is, when we see Edwin Sifuna, there is that generational shift, because he represents the younger leadership. He's more aggressive. We've seen how he talks. He's somebody who cannot threaten. Even in some of the rallies he has held in the past, he's somebody who cannot buy threats anymore. Just the other day, Edwin Sifuna, when he was being tear gassed, and the guy was like, chukua tear gas urushe, meeting iendelee. He has confirmed that he can never buy threats. It can never be threatened. Yes. So I tell you, Edwin Sifuna is going to be a threat, because by this there is this narrative of the Gen Z, and you understand how the narrative has been a great threat to the President William Ruto. What about the first-timers voters? Yeah, Sifuna is telling us that, it is time. It is time for the younger generation. The younger generation should take the leadership. Yes, because it's promising, it's convincing Kenyans that, you know what, it has been this way. Yeah, even those who led before, the regimes we've had before, it has been this way. So there is nothing new. It's convincing Kenyans that, you know what, it's time for the younger generation to take the mantle to lead, fueling the Gen Z, the spirit of Gen Z to rise. And this is going to be a threat. By the way, even tomorrow, you understand that the Linda Mwananchi rally is to be taken to Narok tomorrow. And you remember Narok is where the Secretary General of Jubilee is coming from. Yes, the guy is coming from that side. Olekenta, there is high chances that he will join the wave, because these people speak the same voice, the same agenda, the one-term agenda. You can imagine how the mass will come out in large numbers. With Babu, the recruiter, the mobilizer, you see, he will be able to mobilize the university students. So it is something that will give the government a sleepless night. And let me say this. I think it is the work of the government to protect the people. And whatever we've witnessed in the past, where citizens are tear-gassed, even some are shot, no, this should not be witnessed again. We are better than this. As a country, we can do better than this. So it is a warning, by the way. The police should not disrupt the rally. Yeah, because it is their task to enforce, to maintain law and order. They should not be used by the state. They should not be used by the state. Let them keep off. Let the rally continue. Yes. And again, we've seen just the other day, you see, when the president made tour to the western part of the country, the verbal exchange we saw, you see, when he was able to attack the opposition, abuse the opposition leaders, the kina Rigathi Gachagua, the kina Fred Matiang'i, the kina Eugene Wamalwa, I'm advising Sifuna to keep off from such conversation. Yes, because people are so impatient. You see, we want the real issues here. And this is something that we've not seen from their camp, by the way. Because when these people come to the ground, they tell Kenyans the ground. They tell Kenyans what to be done. They show Kenyans the way. Yes. And I tell you, it will be a tough time. With the rising of Kina Sifuna, with the rising of Kina Babu. You see, these are the people, even in their party ODM. They're currently facing battle. They're fighting internal battle. You remember the other day he was kicked out, but he has remained resilient. Sifuna has confirmed that he's not going anywhere. He's still the Secretary General of the party, the ODM party. He's a man that is not going to give up soon. He's a man that is going to stand. And I tell you, it's going to be a threat to the President William Ruto's camp. So, ladies and gentlemen, I will conclude by saying, today, the threat has changed. With the threat of the ordinary citizen, plus the threat of the opposition leaders, it is going to be amazing. And I tell you, William Ruto is going to face it the hard way. Thank you.